In recent news, Bungie has fucked up the entire player base with poor decision making and greed. Here are the top ways Bungie can turn this ship around and head back safely to land in the sunset again. Here we go. Number 1. The Lost Sectors. This was something I feel everybody was excited about when Bungie started talking about Lost Sectors. But during the launch, we all found out that every sector was shown on the map. How much more intriguing would the game be if you just stumbled upon these lost sectors and had no idea how many there were or where they were? Just imagine, you're on Earth, you're wandering around, you have no idea where anything is, and then all of a sudden the lost sector pops up on your screen. How much more exciting would that make the game? And not only that, what if once you're in the lost sector, what if the enemies weren't just some dumb AI that are low level? What if they were max light enemies that almost required a fire team to defeat, and once you did, the loot was very well worth it. Number 2. Exotic Prestige Raids. Now here's something I've been asking since Destiny 1. How badass would it be if 1 week out of the month you got to wear all exotic guns and gear for a super hard prestige raid? Crank up the difficulty and let us fucking rock. I'm sure people have already thought up their dream setup with exotic gear. This is something that definitely should happen and I cannot believe has not. Number 3. Orbs Heal. This was a perk you could find on Destiny 1 on helmets that was very useful. I mean, after all, orbs are the light. So why in the freak can you not just heal once you touch one? Seems like a pretty standard operation to me. Number 4. Weekly Vendor Weapons. This was something that made the game super exciting every week at reset to run to every one of your vendors and find out which one you were going to pledge to. I mean, look at the perks Destiny 1 had compared to 2. This was amazing. Seems like they pretty much screwed up in that department. Number 5. Unlimited Sparrow Boost. For reasons we have no idea, you can only boost your Sparrow 2 times now, and the tricks have also been stripped away. Why this fun has been taken off, I have no idea, but nobody really cares about riding Sparrows like they did in Destiny 1. How amazing would it be if we could just boost an unlimited amount of time? This doesn't break the game in any way, it only adds more fun to exploring. Number 6. Fusion Rifles like Destiny 1. For those who have been watching me play since D1, you already know, Destiny 2 Fusion Rifles suck balls. There's nothing fun about them, they're hard to use, clunky feeling, and the spray is just not all there. If they've brought back the fun with these weapons, that, for me personally, would change a whole lot about the game. I can't even use them anymore. Number 7. Speed. We've all talked about this one, but let's go ahead and delve back into it. Before Destiny 2 launch, we heard Luke Smith say that mobility was going to be all in our control, and that if we wanted to, a Warlock would even be the speed of a Titan in Destiny 1. What a load of bull that is, now that we see that was nothing more than a sales tactic to get us all excited for the game's launch. Man, I miss this kind of speed. Not only that, the in-air accuracy was on point. But instead, we just get this, it just makes us yearn for more speed every time we tap that X button. Number 8. Weapon Renaming. What if we took Masterworks to a whole nother level and gave us the ability to when we got so many kills with the weapon that we got to rename it whatever we wanted? That could even be a clan perk once you hit level 6. Maybe you have engrams or weapons that drop with the ability to have a rename perk added onto them to make them even more customizable and make the game a little more personable. Number 9, the Iron Banner PvE event. Alright, so I know what you're thinking. Don't ruin strikes, dude. This wouldn't ruin strikes. This would be 1 week out of the month, similar to Iron Banner PvP, except it would be similar to the point system on Destiny 1. So you take Sparrow Racing and Sparrow Tricks, they would be worth different points, and you would take strikes, and then, you know, headshot kills, rocket kills, combo kills, different things like that would be worth a certain amount of points, and spamming the same weapon, like a rocket, would become worth less points and for a small cooldown, and then you could go back to getting the same amount of points again. And then if you died in this event, everybody gets less points, which gives you more of an incentive to pick up that person so you can get back to building up your stack of points. Now at the end of this event, the person that had the best performance, the best KD, the most kills, you know, yada yada, that would be the winner. They would get the strike specific loot or the Iron Banner PvE specific loot for that week, you know, different things like that. This gives people more of an incentive to learn how to play strikes instead of running to the end and then killing the boss and that's it. You know, it makes people want to learn how to play the game. You know, some people might not like it, but that's just like people that don't play PvP. They don't play trials. So don't play trials if you suck at PvP. Don't play the PvE Iron Banner event if you suck at playing PvE. There you go. But I think this would be a cool thing to add a little content to the game, give us a little bit more to, you know, to do. I don't know. Think about it. The next time you play with friends on strikes, race your friend for most kills and see what that intensity is like, because I've done it and it's pretty insane. Number 10, Vault Organization. We've all been on our app before on our phones and been trying to find this gun before we launch in, but we're like, oh my god, where is it? Well, in perfect Bungie world, we would have autos with autos, hand cannons with hand cannons, helmets with helmets. All this stuff would just have an organized slot where it would all go and have easy ways to find things. Right now, it's just a bundled mess of crap and doesn't even make sense. It's just a bunch of squares with whatever. So, come on, Bungie, let's get this right. Number 11, Massive Adventures. Bungie hyped up all their adventures before launch and how it was going to be this amazing thing on every planet, and you could go with, you know, your friends, go on a little adventure. And then we get the game, and then there's this bald planets on every one of them with like 3 or 4 adventures. I think 6 on Nessus. When I got the game, I felt like this is how many adventures there should have been. This is what it should look like when we go to Earth, go to Nessus, and not only that, every week we should have alternating adventures so they're just not the same thing that get worn out after you do them the second or third time. It should just be an ongoing thing that they build into every game, and then when a new, you know, DLC launches, bam, here's some new adventures to rotate every week, and it just doesn't make any, I mean, nothing makes sense. I mean, I've been saying it this whole time, but this is what planet should look like, and that's how many adventures should be on every planet, at the minimum. Number 12, Guns on Ships. Amanda Holiday needs to be more than a green-selling freak that's in love with Devram and Zavala. She also needs to sell weapons for our ships, and before each strike we play, or even raids, we should have small battles battling to the planets before the strike even starts. Maybe not even during the load screen, but, you know, even after that, just something to do while we're sitting in orbit. I've heard the old myth, the rumor about some guy that has a patent on playing games during loading screens. But if that's not true, or if there's nothing holding that back, I mean, yeah, we should be fighting stuff before we launch into planets, before strikes, or before anything, just as a fun game to play. And Holiday could also be the person that sells our different kinds of guns and different kinds of, you know, whatever.
Excuse me. What can Holiday do?
Number 13, 2 Nightfalls. When D2 came out, I was really upset about the Nightfall situation, how you have to like kill for time, jump through hoops to get time. I think we should have a competitive Nightfall and an original Nightfall, just like on D1, where it was all about just fighting the ads and making it to the end. I would even be down if they did original Nightfall rules like on Vanilla Destiny, when if you die, you have to go to orbit and start all over on the original mode. Have max light enemies where each decision you made was really thought out, so you couldn't just pop out and go ham and just get all your loot for nothing. Number 14. Utilize all 9 gear slots. As we all know, we have to leave that one gear slot open just to delete the trash blue engram we pick up when we're out exploring. To prevent this from happening, all Bungie would have to do is allow us to delete the trash off the postmaster screen instead of actually having to transfer it to then delete it. Also, they could just make a blue engram slot above the legendary engram slot, and then if you ever did get in a situation where you needed to transfer that blue one to your actual gear slot, there should just be a button to click that says transfer to slot, and bam, voila, problem solved. We can use all 9 gear slots of all the guns and gear we love, and that problem is finished. I can't be the only one that suffers from this. Alright, well that's it for me. I definitely appreciate y'all watching, taking the time out. I really do want to thank my subscribers. You're the whole reason that I do this. For those of you who did watch, these videos, they don't take, a few minutes to make. They take a few hours to make. So if you could hit that like button, I definitely will appreciate it. Hopefully the future of Bungie, hopefully they really listen to their customers, because that's really what keeps them alive, and I really wish they would just learn from their ways, kick Luke Smith in the nuts, fire Activision, and just make a great game that they know they can make. They could have easily had Game of the Year with this. This is such a beautiful game that just got squandered away on greed. But, I don't know. I don't think that anything I asked was too much based on all the gyps we've already had. If you have anything to say, leave it in the comments, and I'll see y'all in space. Red rocks.